What? I can see you. You can see me. Guys, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, pure technical analysis. There is a large move on the way for Bitcoin. Most importantly as well, today we're going to talk about Ethereum because we have the ETF live. Nothing much has happened. So what has to come next? We'll be talking about the technical analysis on Ethereum. There is some great news. There is some bearish, fuddy news that we can talk about, okay? Not always everything is bullish, so we need to talk about some FUD that is going on in the corner, all right? That is going to come out, but also the bullish news as well as always. But as you know, guys, most importantly, the pure technical analysis. So let's dive in here right away and say hello to the beautiful community. First of all, most importantly, guys, let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Let's get that drum and bass in the background and let's go right away through the comment section and say hello to that beautiful community. Only one thing that I ask you is to destroy that like button on your way in, legends, okay? Make sure to absolutely crush that like button, okay? And we're going to dive in through the comment section first of all, right? There is a lot of things that we need to talk about today. A lot of things, all right? Price hasn't really done much. We've just been kind of consolidating at the lows, okay, of this range, okay? So the low has been tested. We formed a consolidation. No big major breakdown to the downside, which is, I'm surprised if I'm honest, but we did hold here very nicely. Look at this beautiful consolidation testing the lows of the range, guys. Absolutely beautiful right over here. So let's go right away and go through the comment section. First of all, we'll be going through the technical analysis. This doesn't look like a very solid breakout from this descending wedge, but volatility will be coming, guys, in the next 24 hours without a doubt. Let's say hello to that community, guys. Nathan, how are you doing? Frank Guides, how are you? Good Guides, I'm not sure how you say it. Good morning, my man. Thanks for joining the stream. Nathan, Karina, let's go, guys. Alan, good timing, just had lunch. Good afternoon, says Alan. Absolutely wonderful. Arvin, hello. 𝗬𝗏𝗏, yo, bro. Ahmed, how are you doing? Are we in altcoin season? There is an altcoin season around the corner without a doubt, okay? We got a major drop on most of the altcoins during the last couple of months. It's time, guys. Don't be late. Don't FOMO into the pumps. We are seeing some altcoins that I've been checking out, okay, such as 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗽. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 has had some, relatively good news during the last 24 hours. And 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗽's up 10% already just today, all right? 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗽 is an altcoin that I think will do very, very well. I haven't added this one in my portfolio, but it is in my list. And the best moment to buy 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗽 would be round about now because we've had a really steep corrective move. We kind of bottoming out, going sideways. We've got a really nice run here during the last few days, already pumping over, 70% just in the last week. So yeah, I mean, this is one that I am eyeing without a doubt, guys. We've had a pretty decent pullback and altcoins are, likely going to pop in the next coming weeks. That is also because of the Ethereum ETF approval. It is live trading right now. Of course, it was a big fat nothing burger. Kind of very much expected, right? Very much expected. Something similar happened to Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually got a drop for a couple of weeks. Ethereum ETF live, nothing has happened. But the flows are going to start coming in, guys, and we'll see Ethereum start picking up in the next coming weeks, despite if we do get a corrective move. Now, Bitcoin is at a very strong level of resistance, right? It is that point of control of the entire range. We all know this. We've been trading around this zone now for several days, right? Not managing to successfully break above this strongest level of resistance. So it's like, hey, come on. We are going to be having a corrective move in the coming days. Stop being bullish because we are at resistance. Bitcoin is topping out here, and we are going to get a pullback. Something that we need to be aware of, all right? Something that we need to be aware of without a doubt. We've had a beautiful run during the last few weeks. So we're at resistance, consolidating. So most importantly, we're going to talk about the most important levels of support and resistance to get ready for some trading opportunities, whether that is today or in the next coming days. All right, pure education, technical analysis, I do not know if the price is going to break through here or if it's going to move down. What I do know is certain levels that I know that the price is going to get a reaction, and we can take a trading decision accordingly as we hit those levels. All right. Most importantly, guys, let's continue here through the comment section. Then we go going long, says my man here, Ace, in the comment section. Yeah, we kind of got this descending wedge, right? Just keeping it basic, right? Nothing too fancy with the levels, point of control, naked point of control, Elliott wave theory. Just a nice, simple kind of descending wedge pattern right over here that has broken out, okay? Has broken out during the last few hours. However, is this a successful breakout? Are we going to get continuation to the upside? There is some data here, all right? We are forming some pretty nice bullish CVD divergence, guys. CVD divergence, very powerful tool. Anybody that does not know about CVD, basically it indicates where you have a lot of retail getting into shorts or getting into longs, right? And not pushing the price to lower levels or to higher levels. And in the yellow right over here, we do have the Bybit chart, right? This is the Bybit traders. And something curious to look out is we are forming extreme lower lows on the CVD. You're getting a lot of Bybit shorts here, also on other exchanges, okay? We are forming bullish CVD divergence. You're forming higher lows on the price action, and you're forming lower lows on the CVD, meaning that you have high probability in claiming these local highs that have been formed today, slightly above the $66,650 range. So overall, it looks like that we could get that push. As the price of Bitcoin hasn't managed to break down from the low successfully of this entire range, guys. We got a range here formed during the last few days, and it's really simple to understand. We'll be going through some scenarios that we mentioned yesterday, guys, because I'm not sure if you were here on yesterday's live stream, but the two scenarios that we talked about played out. Failed to break down from the low. We were doing a live stream exactly when the price action was at this area. And we talked about we could fail to break down to the low, okay? Come back up to the highs, fake out from this high, as we do have the point of control from this range, okay? Who remembers? Who was paying attention here? There was some great opportunities here yesterday. Of course, yeah, this is on the Coinbase chart. We're using Bybit. But overall, let's zoom in here because that point of control is not the same on the Coinbase chart. Okay, this range from here yesterday. Who was paying attention, right? It doesn't matter if the price goes to the upside or to the downside. We were talking about some very specific levels on yesterday's stream, and you can rewatch that if you're a new subscriber. We are traders. We look for longs and for shorts, and the long and short that was provided on yesterday's stream, crystal clear, guys, was a fake out of the lows of yesterday and a fake out of those local highs, which was right over here. Hang on a second, I got this mouse that is driving me nuts. Hang on a second, guys. I will get there. I will get there. I got the Apple mouse here. That is, oh my goodness. It's doing it again. Here we go. I got it. Yesterday, okay? Muy importante. Muy importante. Because we talk about trading scenarios. We talk about trading setups locally. And what we mentioned on yesterday's stream, as we were trading at this zone, there was the long and the short position. Claim the lows right over here at $66,200. Create a fake out and long position if you get acceptance back above that low, potentially to come up to this wick high over here. And that long position to take profits at this level and look for a short position if you reject from this local high. Also because you had the point of control of the entire range. This was mentioned on yesterday's live stream. We'll be looking at some local trading setups right now, guys, but we need to talk about what was mentioned yesterday, right? Even if it was right or if it was wrong. One of these trading setups, of course, was, well, both of the trading setups was the long of the fake out of the lows. Okay, obviously being cautious, but if you do get the fake out, it gives you a trading opportunity as you recover above. You can snipe a long, stop loss beneath the low, you're targeting this wick high. Once you reach this level, you're looking for a short position only, not here, only if you reject from the high, so you can manage risk with your stop loss above the high. This target zone was coming back down to the lows, played out perfectly. Okay, very, very nice indeed. Anybody that didn't watch yesterday's live stream, go and check it out, because that was exactly what was mentioned yesterday. Claim the lows. If you recover, look for a long. If you move above here, take profit zone. If you lose the level, look for a short back down to the lows. All right, so we day trading, we're looking at opportunities here locally. Let's talk about higher time frames. First of all, there's really not much changes on the higher time frames for any new subscribers, anybody new that is joining the channel, anybody that hasn't joined during the last few days. It's pretty clear looking at higher time frames that we are at a crucial pivot point. The question is, will we create a breakout to the upside? Most of the people are bearish on Bitcoin at this zone. I can tell you right now, I'm going to ask the community. That will be interesting to see. I will ask in a poll right now, okay, is Bitcoin going to break the highs of the range? Or, you know, are you bullish on Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin going to break the highs of the range? Is Bitcoin going to break highs of range in the coming days, guys? There's a bit of a long question. Without getting a pullback, of course, you can say no or yes. If you say no, obviously you're expecting that pullback to happen. All right, let's go right away with the poll. Ask the community, is Bitcoin going to break the highs of the range in the coming days, guys? Let me know right away on the poll. Retail is exit liquidity. Crypto King, you are absolutely correct. Retail is usually exit liquidity, but hey, there is just a lot going on, right? There is a lot going on in a bullish matter for Bitcoin, and we need to understand the technical analysis. This no longer looks like a distribution event. It looks like a reaccumulation event. What happened during the last few weeks, guys, is we got a devastating collapse. Most of the people were fearful, were bearish. This was it, a double top right there. We're coming down. This is the end, right? We went to extreme greed last month. Last month, we entered the extreme greed, fear and greed index, right? So we've had that bearishness during the last few weeks, okay? We got here the bear, Crypto King. I remember about René Montenegro. René Montenegro was somebody that was all the time saying, we're going down, we're going down, we're going down. He was doing that for months and months and months as the price was just going up and up and up. Okay, so Bitcoin is Bitcoin, and I would expect much higher levels. Stop thinking about gaps. Yeah, I got many questions about gaps, not only on my DMs, also here in the comment section. You know, what about the gap? What about the gap? The gap is there, guys. Leave the gap alone, okay? Leave the gap alone, because the gap is only going to provide us support if we do get down there, okay? Don't be worried about filling the gap, because Bitcoin could just move from here and go to the highs. And you might think, oh my goodness, what about the gap? Leave the gap alone, okay? Leave the gap alone. Anyway, right. Kulin says, Andy, if your strategy is day trading, do you recommend stepping away and not trading once you hit your daily goal? Crypto has been moving more like US stocks, open bail being good. Yeah, I mean, you need to have a strategy, of course. You know, you need to set, you know, how many trades you want to place in a day, maximum 2 trades or maximum 1 trade, okay? Target a 1% profit, right, in a day. If you make 1% in one day of your trading capital, that is absolutely insane. That is a great target. Most of the people want to make, you know, 5%, 10% in one day, and obviously they're risking too much. You know, have simple short targets, all right? 1% in one day is massive, all right? So 1% target zone, right, according to your risk management is, approximately what you should be aiming, okay? Not 5%. Making 5% in one day is, you're gonna take some bad decisions, bad risk management, okay? A 1% target zone is more than enough, right? 2-3% is possible, but overall, that is what you're looking at. I don't understand why people get on a live and get awesome information, but don't hit the like button, says Nicholas. Thank you very much, my man. Yeah. Very, very true. I'm just here to share a little bit of my knowledge and share a little bit of the technical analysis, my thoughts, my really, pure technical analysis levels, guys, looking only for the trading opportunities that we do have, okay? Right now, it's a very difficult level, very, very difficult level. And the main reason why, okay, I am leaning bearish. I'm in a short position and a long position, okay? I'm basically looking to hedge. It's protected. I realize about the pullback. You can see that swing failure pattern. This is a swing short position. Obviously not taking any profits here, not worth it. But also realizing that we could bounce. So we're in a very, very difficult range at the moment. And I do realize that we could get one more leg here to the upside. And I really want to try and explain this as clear as possible, okay? I'm interested in shorts and I'm interested in longs, period, right? I'm not saying, oh, we're going down, CME gap, bear market, all of that nonsense. I'm trading the charts and I'm trading the range, okay? I'm trading the levels, just like yesterday. This is a small not small, this is $1,000 move. It's $1,000 move. Sweep up the lows. If you do not break down from these lows, you are targeting this lower high. If you don't break up this lower high, you're likely going to get rejected here from that point of control, like mentioned, right? So we're looking for shorts, looking for longs. Overall, I think looking for swing shorts is not a bad idea. It's really not a bad idea, okay? But you want to be very defensive. And you want to look for longs as well at the lows of the range. It's just as simple as that, okay? If you have only one favorite scenario and you're just very, very bullish, you're bullish, price needs to break the highs. This is the end of the correction. Then you get the breakdown and you're like, oh, well, that was my gut sentiment, right? Or if you're only bearish, I know there's a lot of people that are only bearish here. They're like, okay, we're hitting the point of control of the entire range. Hey, we've formed 5 waves, right? Looking at 8-wave theory, very much a possibility. This is the end. This is just a very small bounce that we're getting. It's going to roll down, right? It's going to roll down. I'm not looking for longs. I'm just looking for shorts. Hey, you need to zoom in on the lower time frames and understand that we are in a local uptrend. The trend is up. We are looking for that reversal, and we very much understand that reversal could happen. But hey, Bitcoin is trading to the upside. It's trading to the upside. It's in an uptrend during the last few days, and we cannot deny that, hey, maybe we're going to hit the highs one more time. Then we might correct down. So overall, when we're at the lows of a major range, and we got a basic resistance support flip right there, right? It's kind of the highs that we formed here. The 3rd week of July is maintaining as support. It's just a basic level of resistance. You claimed the lows of this range, right? Because you got a big fat range here. You got highs, you got lows. You claim the lows of the range and it's not breaking through. So overall, it's like, hey, the bears had their chance yesterday and today, and they don't want to break down. They do not have the power to break down. So if you have tested a level of resistance, flipping it into support, you've claimed the lows of the range and you're forming this price action, it's like, hey, we are moving up. We are moving up, and that is based on the bullish CVD divergence that we have been forming here locally, okay? Because we were seeing on all of the exchanges, more shorts, okay? More shorts entering. You're getting those lower lows on the CVD. You're getting retail shorting. So guess what? Charts looking bullish today, weirdly, says Crypto King. Well, we have data, we have, we have tools, we have analysis. And just in this small little range, we had bullish CVD divergence forming, which is taking the highs already. right now at this moment. So overall, getting that leg to the upside was highly likely on this corrective move that's happened during the last few hours. So yeah, overall, like I mentioned, we need to look at both scenarios. Now, the question is, as we are getting this leg to the upside, what do we think? Are we going to continue to the upside, or are we going to form a lower high? Are we going to form a lower high and reverse? I don't know if we are going to continue pumping, claim the highs, or reverse in a lower high, okay? We can find out where that lower high could be forming. This is why we're here. We can find out in this live stream where that lower high can be formed if we are not going to get continuation to the upside, okay? I'm a little bit skeptical here about forming a lower high, and the main reason why is we had the chance in breaking down yesterday from this resistance support level. We claimed the lows and we did not break down. We know what happens when you get at the low of the range, guys, right? When you get to the low of a range and you do not break down, it just becomes a liquidity grab, and then the price can gain some momentum to the upside, right? Most clearest example that I could give you is the higher time frames in between March and July. When you have a range high and you have a range low and then another high over here, you come to the range low, and if you start dancing at the range low, you know what happens, right? You move up. So this is basically the same explanation when you zoom in on the lower time frames. When we zoom in on the lower time frames and we formed this range during the last 4 or 5 days, okay, forming the high and the low and the high right there. And if you come back down and you test the low of this range and you start dancing around, not breaking down, what you get is the reversal, right? So I'm a little bit skeptical right now, as this high hasn't been claimed, right? There's several highs that haven't been tested, right? So the end game here, okay, we got the highs, we got this high that didn't manage to claim this high, which is telling me, oh, I would actually be a little bit cautious on a potential lower high here not being formed, because you got this pivot high that was created last Monday, okay, on Monday. And you got this one here also on Monday that did not manage to reach this high. This is, unfinished business zone. It's an unfinished business, right? Most of the people are looking for short positions here at this range. I can already tell you that, okay? You can see it on the comment section, the bearishness. We're going to roll over. We're hitting higher time frame level of resistance. But I don't like this price action. You've got a lower high here. You got the highs of the range. You got a lower high. They haven't been tested. You've tested the lows of the range already, not breaking down. So I'm skeptical about the price moving up here and forming a lower high. There is some resistance that we'll talk about and what we need to see on the chart to have high probability that the price is getting exhausted and we're going to roll back down to the lows. But I am skeptical about it just because of these highs not being claimed. I would be very much interested in the price breaking through here and failing to break above this level and maintain it as support. That is a zone where I would be looking for a short trade without a doubt. Basically, a swing failure pattern or a failed auction where you get the breakout, you get a large move to the upside, and then you start correcting down beneath this area. That will be very much interesting without a doubt to look for a short position. You've swept the highs, you've claimed liquidity, people very bullish, back down. Okay, so then that would be the level to short if you reject from this high. Of course, we do have some levels, okay, of resistance at, basically slightly higher than 68,500, right? This high over here. Let's just repeat, okay, what we mentioned the last few days, which is basically the high confluence levels that we do have here, guys, right? What if the price breaks through quite successfully from the highs of the range, right? You get that breakout here. What if this happens? What are the levels that you're looking for the price to reject, right? Because you're looking for the pullback and you're looking for the high confluence levels that get that rejection. We had a beautiful daily level that did get a rejection here the last few days. If we toggle on here, the daily level, right? We have a big daily level that got a beautiful rejection right over here during the last few days, right? We got the daily close and open here from the 12th and 13th of June that was not tapped. We tapped that level very nicely and got the rejection, okay? So we want to know what are the next high confluence zones where the price could tap and get a rejection, just in case you get a successful breakout to the upside. You know, looking for that level where the price could reject, right? Obviously, being very cautious with the possibility of the price just shooting through that level, right? If we are fighting the trend, because if we're looking for shorts on a pump, we want to have an attempt only on the strongest levels of resistance. I know a lot of people will be, you know, looking for shorts directly as soon as we break through, speculating on that double top. And then you get the wider push to the upside, stopping them out and then possibly rejecting. Okay, so we want to look for the highest level of resistance on the chart where we could get that pullback. And I think a lot of people already know that if you've been paying attention during the last few live streams. This is higher time frame, guys. We will focus on lower time frames right away, but overall higher time frames first. And taking a look at the highest level of confluence on a higher time frame, let's get the previous monthly and weekly levels, right? Ranges. We don't have much right over here. We have the previous week high and the previous week close, which is basically the highs that was created last week, okay? Without a doubt, this is a good possible swing failure pattern level. You could get a liquidity grab above those levels and reject, okay? You can manage risk very well accordingly, stop loss above the high and looking for that pretty decent pullback. It might be a small pullback, it might be a large pullback, but overall you can get into the position and be very defensive with your stop loss, right? That would be the first level of resistance, which is basically a double top, right, from the local highs that we have from the range. What would be the next scenario? If we break through successfully, well, obviously there's no short to be taken. You're just continuing to see the price action to see what is the next level of confluence that we do have on the chart. So we're taking a look at naked point of control, right? Naked point of control. We can also take a look at, you know, I think weekly level. There's a weekly level right over here, right? There's some pretty nice levels here at the $69,500 range. This zone is where we also have the value area high. Value area high is not exactly at that, very, very close, okay? They're a little bit separated, but it's a big, big zone. My favorite level here, if I were to take a short decision, just imagine the price might just blast through here and pump $3,000, getting shorts absolutely wrecked. I don't want to be in the in the wrong side of the market, especially adding to positions if I'm looking for a short. The level of interest on higher time frame where I do see a high probability rejection, guys, is at this zone. When I put the Fibonacci retracement here from the pivot high of June to the pivot low, what we do have is the 0.88 Fibonacci, exactly where we have the weekly level, okay? It's a weekly close and open, right? We just go to the weekly time frame, zoom in for anybody that does not understand. It is a weekly close and open. These levels respect very, very nicely on the chart. You tap them a lot of the times and reject from them, okay? Weekly close and open that we had here the first, second week of June. So when we zoom in here on the chart, okay, and analyze the Fibonacci retracement, the 0.88 Fibonacci has been one of the most respected levels during the last few months, okay? It's an insane Fibonacci level. It's been proven to be a good level of rejection or of a bouncing. And that 0.88 Fibonacci is exactly where we have some lower highs. This is a great zone, without a doubt. I have some alerts set at this level, okay, to look for that short trade if we swing failure pattern from these highs. It's a beautiful level where the price will likely reject several $100s or even over $1,000 just after hitting that zone. Of course, this is, you know, higher time frame. This is very much at higher level, right? You know, this might not happen in the next coming days, but it's a level to take into consideration, right? Despite the price moving down from here or moving up, it doesn't matter. It's a higher time frame level to take into consideration. Now, lower time frame, okay, if we do get a drop from here, the levels that I would expect getting support, okay, the levels where I would be expecting support, we have a very large consolidation here, and without a doubt, we want to take it into consideration. We want to take into consideration this zone over here because we have a weekly naked point of control. When we get the fixed volume profile from the previous week, we have the high volume node exactly where, you know, at $64,800. That's a big level. It's a big level. We like it or not. If we're looking for the breakdown, it's just a huge level of support as we did leave this consolidation. Big high volume node. We've got the value area high of this trading zone as well. And without a doubt, it could be a zone where we get a reaction. This is going to be difficult to trade, okay? Because you might get that movement down. You could slice through it, right? We want to see a little bit of a reaction here at this zone and a little bit of a consolidation, just like we did today, right? Beautiful consolidation right over here. Absolutely beautiful. At the resistance, flipping it as support. If we do get that movement down and dance around like we did today, it's going to be a good level to attempt that long position, okay? That is, if we do get down there, I want to see a reaction. I want to see proof of support, just like we did today at that level, to get into a long position, okay? Anybody out there that is interested in longing, shorting, trading crypto, my #1 crypto trading platform, it is Bybit, guys. If you cannot trade on Bybit based off KYC, you have the no KYC platform here, which is bluffing. You got the biggest bonus down below in the description. It is the third link, guys. $80,000 deposit bonus. You get this bonus airdropped. The more you trade, the more money you're going to get in your platform, okay? So you can use for trading. So let's focus here more internally, right? Higher time frame, I think, is pretty clear. The first level of support is $64,800 range, right? We got that really nice range here, high volume node, value area high. It's a very strong level, okay, that we can be paying attention if we do get a drop down there. For the moment, the price looks like it wants to bounce. It looks like it wants to bounce, and it looks like it wants to go to higher levels. So overall, let's talk internally here about the local setups, guys, before we go through the comment section, okay? Let's talk about the local scenarios, because higher time frame is very easy, right? We go down here, this is support, we go here. Let's talk about, hey, what could happen in the next coming hours, because like yesterday, we mentioned 2 trading setups, one long, one short. They both happened, right? Because it's a simple strategy. Claim the lows, fail to break out. Claim the highs, fail to break out, where we have that point of control. You're looking for a short trade here. And this was the local trading setups that we mentioned yesterday on the live stream. So let's find the next local trading setup today. For the moment, the price is pushing up. It is getting acceptance inside of this range that we formed during the last few days. We got acceptance. We are back inside of the range, okay? Meaning that, yeah, the price could push to higher levels. Let's find out about the previous day levels. Taking a look at the session volume profile. Session volume profile giving us those previous value levels, okay? So when we put the session volume profile here on the chart, I have them marked up already as today. And we do have the value area high, the point of control, which we're already breaking through. This is already good. If you do get the price action already breaking above the previous day value area low, this is where I speculated on a small little long position, realizing that we could come all the way up to the previous day value area high. This is a classic move. It happens many times for the price of Bitcoin. You got a previous day value level, okay, high and low. If you open above the previous day value level and you break beneath the previous day value level, you have high probability for the price to come down to the previous day value area low. So what we're looking at here is high probability as we got acceptance above the previous day value area low that was providing insane resistance today, guys. Look at this, right? When we do put the previous day levels, look at the previous day value area low. Big resistance, bang, 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 broke out. We got rejected from the point of control, the previous day point of control, and we're breaking out right now, giving the high probability that the price could move all the way up to $67,300. So without a doubt, that would be a target zone, without a doubt. I do see the price managing to slowly move to the upside, at least to hit $67,300. As we have got acceptance inside of the previous day value levels, we've broken out the previous day point of control. We are inside of the entire value area range of this area, right, from the last few days. So it's looking pretty solid. Where will we get resistance? Where will the price get resistance? You know, there's not much resistance where we are currently, okay? So, yeah, I mean, if we reverse from here, it is where it is, but this is a zone where I would not look for a short opportunity, a short trade, basically. Here is where we start to see a bit of a cluster of stuff, right? The point of control where we did get rejected yesterday. Can we sweep above that level and reject from that point? That is the question. It looks, you know, price is bullish. We're going up, likely to go to higher levels based on the acceptance inside of the range. So this is the zone of interest right now. This is the zone of interest. It's the previous day value area high. We caught the previous day open as well. There's a lot going on here, okay? There is a lot going on. So I am concerned of the price just ripping through at the moment, and that is purely based off the corrective structure that we formed, guys. During the last few days, we have formed a very, very corrective move, right? And a very three-wavy, a bit of a descending wedge, you know, kind of pattern, right? And when we do see these kind of corrective waves like this, right? And you're forming a bit of a descending wedge pattern, and you've been correcting for several days, when you're breaking out, you just want to be a little bit cautious, right? You got a bit of a wedgy structure here, and this is why speculating that you can form a lower high right now is actually a little bit dangerous. I do see the price potentially breaking out and claiming these highs, guys. So it's really not the best level. And you might think, why? Why not? It is the point of control. It is the value area high. It is the previous day value area high zone. You know, without a doubt, I do see a pullback potentially happening at this level. But what I am aware of the price just, you know, gaining some steam now in the next coming hours and just breaking through purely based off, hey, we've been correcting down. We've formed a range. We've tested the lows of the area. Hey, something very similar that happened just a couple of weeks ago. Boop, 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 corrective move, descending wedge, you're breaking out. And you might think to yourself, okay, when you get a fixed volume profile from this small little range that we formed here, right? The price is overall bullish at the moment. So you might think, okay, we're breaking out from this lower high resistance trend line. We're hitting the point of control. There was no reaction whatsoever. Value area high, point of control. Okay, shall we look for a short because this is resistance? No, it just broke through. There was no reaction, no rejection. We just continued to the upside. So you could arguably discuss there's a similar scenario here. I just really don't, I think it's a little bit risky. Let's take a look at the CVD divergence, see if we're forming some very strong bearish CVD divergence locally, because that will be good, obviously. Let's see if we do have some insane higher highs on the CVD right now, which could give us, you know, could help us to think that this is actually going to get a pretty nice pullback, okay? Without a doubt, you know, I don't want to be like similar in this zone, right? You're breaking through descending wedgie structure. You might think that this area is resistance, and then the price just breaks through. So we need to be very, very careful right now to think that we're going to form a lower high, because we could break through right? But the level of interest is this zone without a doubt. Okay, shorting right now is just really random. It's in the middle of nowhere. Let's take a look at Fibonacci retracement from the pivot high over the last few days to the pivot low. We do have the 61865 Fibonacci, right? The most respected Fibonacci retracement, the golden pocket zone 618, which is exactly at this area where we have the point of control. We have the previous day value area high. It's just, there's a lot of confluence without a doubt at that zone. What I would want to see here, all right, it's going to be a dangerous short, guys. It is a dangerous short just because what I've explained here, right? You're breaking out. Maybe this is the time where the price is just going to pick up and start rocketing to claim those highs above 68,500. So there is a lot of risk right now. It's not like yesterday. Yesterday was easier, much larger range. You could correct a little bit more. But right now, with this kind of structure and price action, it becomes a little bit more dangerous, just realizing that the price could just shoot up here and claim the highs very rapidly. Now let's take a look at the CVD, okay? Let's take a look at CVD and zoom out on the 5-minute time frame and try and, analyze this range to see if we are forming any bearish CVD divergence. And by the looks of things, we are very far away from forming bearish CVD divergence. Even from this local high right there, we can see that we are forming lower highs. We would want to see higher highs. If this were to be the case, I would say, guys, we're probably going to top out here and roll down, but this is not the case. So there's no bearish CVD divergence, right? From this pivot, we're forming lower highs on all of the exchanges. No bearish CVD divergence, meaning that the price could continue to the upside from this point. So really this zone where we're at right now, not a very interesting zone. The only reason why I would want to get into a short position at this high confluence level at $67,400, where we have the point of control of the range. We got the 618 Fibonacci from the entire drop of the last few days, value area high, previous day value area high. I would have to see incredible bearish CVD divergence, and I just don't see that happening. I don't see that happening because you can clearly see on the divergence, it's just in a very brutal downtrend. It's a very, very brutal downtrend. It would be very difficult to claim here these highs, right? And the CVD basically needs to come all the way up to this high over here. So you'd have to have a massive rise on the CVD, which is highly unlikely. You're just unlikely going to get such a move with just a few $100 and form bearish CVD divergence. It's just not going to happen. Let's be clear here. It's not going to happen. So this is why there is a little bit of risk here, looking at this resistance level on Bitcoin. If we roll down from here, then it is what it is, right? It's just we're looking for trading opportunities. This is a zone where I would never in a million years look for a short position. Right now, currently where we at? Because I don't see the resistance. There's no resistance. Where can I place my stop loss? Am I going to put my stop loss above the local highs right now if I enter a short? Absolutely not. We got acceptance inside of the previous day value area level. It's just not a zone where I would be looking for a short. Okay, it has high probability of the price action to continue to the upside. What about a long position? Let's talk about, hey, we're in a local uptrend. Is there an opportunity if you haven't entered a long already? Hey, if we retrace down from here, is there a good long opportunity, right? Let's not only look for shorts, let's look for longs, because, these pullbacks, without a doubt, we want to look for a long position as well, right? We want to go with the trend. So let's take a look at the previous day value levels, right? Keeping it simple. That point of control got a little bit of a reaction, pullback, breaking out pretty successfully here. On the 15-minute, point of control is slightly lower. Right, you got two high volume peaks. What I would want to see here, in a nutshell, guys, keeping it extremely simple, if we do get a pretty decent pullback, which is very much possible, the longer the retracement, the better. looking at the value area low of this trading zone as well. Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to have an attempt to try and break down the previous day point of control. Okay, sweep up that low, right? Because you have formed a little bit of a 5-wavy structure here on lower time frame. You've had a nice run up. So if we suddenly top out from here and start rolling down, we have broken above major levels of resistance. What levels? The value area low of this entire trading zone of the last few days. We got the previous day point of control, right? Also at 66,300. If we have an attempt here in breaking down and unsuccessfully break down with choppy price action, and we are continuing to form insane bullish CVD divergence. So right now from this peak high, just say that we do get the corrective move from this point, right? We've had a nice run up today and the price starts moving down and you're going to start panicking, right? You're like, oh, you know, the momentum is lost. We're moving down. Boom. You know, let's see what happens. How can you get ready to analyze the price action to look for that long opportunity? If we roll down, okay, in the next coming hours, to that previous day value area low, point of control, previous day point of control, value area low of the entire range, okay, of the last few days, right, down to 66,100, 66,200, give or take a couple of $100, doesn't really matter, but we don't get a solid breakdown, okay? Dipping beneath the levels of support, it does not matter, okay? If we do have very low momentum, if we get very low momentum and the price action does not push down aggressively and we get a reaction at that zone and we are building massive bullish CVD divergence, right? It's going to be good for a long, guys. I would be interested in actually looking for this long position. Okay, so ideally you would want to sweep off those lows. That would be really good, okay? And what you want to see here with the CVD is CVD going to lower levels again, right? And then obviously from these pivot points, you're looking at a higher low formation and you're looking for lower lows on the CVD, right? If that were to be the case, if you are getting very aggressive lower lows on the lower time frames on the CVD, you are looking for this pullback. If you are consolidating, that means that you're getting absorbed. All of the short positions are getting absorbed by larger players, okay? And if you create that consolidation on the lower time frames, as you're hitting that $66,000 range, without a doubt, this will be massive absorption and you will be looking for the price to shoot back up again to claim the local highs. Okay, we need to see that reaction, little bit of a consolidation on the lower time frames, right? Even 30 minutes to 45 minutes of a reaction at this zone. If you are building those bullish CVD divergence as you are hitting this huge, massive support zone, in a nutshell, let's keep it simple. Let's just talk about the value area low of this entire trading zone. If you move down to the value area low of this trading zone and the price does not successfully push down beneath it, right? You can get beneath it without a problem, all right? You're looking for this resistance zone of today, which is the previous day value area low, to flip as support, especially if you're forming those incredible bullish CVD divergence, right? That will be absorption. And that will be the moment to take action. Where can I put my stop loss? What am I targeting here? Well, you know, we have to see the reaction. Obviously, a local double bottom here. Without a doubt, if you start forming this price action, you can already speculate on a stop loss beneath the lows. Not exactly at the lows, just in case you create another low. But overall, you're looking for this rise, okay? That is if we do come down here, you form the bullish CVD divergence. Most importantly, you do get a reaction here at the lows, you're not breaking down successfully, and then you're looking for this rise. So don't be scared of corrective moves. Look at the consolidation, look at the reaction, take action. You know, that is the moment where you get the opportunities, right? On the pullbacks, on the retracements, to get into the position. So that's a little bit here what I do see here, okay? What I do see here, possibilities. There's not really, it is not as clear as yesterday, got to be honest. It is not as clear as yesterday. We're getting a movement up with very low volume right now. So it's really not looking incredibly promising. Looking at the volume, we're not getting any much volume kicking in at the moment. So yesterday was much more easier. It was simple. It was looking at the highs and looking at the lows. Quick long, target zone, quick short, target zone, right? In, out, in, out. Right now, I got a bit of a mixed sentiment, okay? Bullish and bearish. It is good. As traders, we need to be bullish and bearish, guys. We need to take a look at both of the scenarios. This range over here is a high confluence level. It's the point of control of the range. Okay, you're hitting 618 Fibonacci where you have that point of control. So, there is a chance of forming a lower high here and rolling back down. But I would have to see magic price action, as I say, which is basically getting a reaction, right? Just like we did today. This is a reaction. What happens when you get this reaction when you're at a low or a high confluence level? You get the reversal. So if we do get a reaction here at this zone, basically several candlesticks trying to attempt to break out, then you can take that decision to look for the short trade and look for that rollover. No bearish CVD divergence will be formed here because we are very, very far away on the CVD to form higher highs, okay? Very far away. It's unlikely that you're going to be forming higher highs on the CVD here. It's very far away. So, yeah, difficult level for a short. So that is a little bit it, guys, about this range, okay? About this range, I would be cautious if you start breaking down right now in the next coming hours. So if you suddenly start gaining some steam here and rolling down, would I consider a swing failure pattern from this low? I really wouldn't. Me personally, you could. Sweeping up lows and then reversing is always a possibility. However, as we've tested the lows already of the range, and if you do roll down very aggressively, I will be looking down at this area, okay, which is the point of control here from this range. It's a weekly naked point of control. You got the value area high. If we take a look at Fibonacci from this pivot low to the pivot high, yeah, we haven't got any Fibonacci retracement levels. 61865 is just at the value area high. Yeah, I would want to see a reaction here, okay? So what do I mean by a reaction? If we roll down, boop, 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 start dancing around, I'm looking for local double bottoms here. Local double bottoms, if we do maintain this area, it will be looking quite good to get a bounce in the next coming days. All right, that is if we do break down, that is the $64,800 range. Let's dive in here right away. Andy, I thought you might be going to the conference. No, I am not going to the conference. It is in the USA. And yeah, I did get invited, but overall, no. I did it. I only came from Spain just a couple of weeks ago, and I just don't feel like it's going to be huge without a doubt. Okay. I know a lot of different, influencers and crypto analysts out there. Tom Crown, was asking me, hey man, are you going to come? And I said, yeah, come to Dubai to the next crypto conference. So yeah, actually not going there, not going. Crypto knowledge, thank you. You're very welcome, my man. 66,400 short trade at 66,400. Yeah, we're losing a bit of momentum. It's going to be very interesting right now, taking a look at the divergence. All right, we have formed a little bit of a 5-wave structure here. Yeah, I'm very much interested. If we sweep this low, if we sweep these lows and we start forming some bullish CVD divergence, without a doubt, it's going to be looking pretty good for a higher low. Okay. Of course, I'm in no rush to get into a long position. We could be breaking down, no major reaction or consolidation, and we're just breaking down here in the next coming hours, okay? So no longs taken unless we get a little bit of a reaction here for the next 30 minute, 1 hour, okay? That is what I want to see. And you could arguably discuss here, looking at micro counts, that you have formed a one wave right there, and you have just completed a 3-wave structure here on micro counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're inside of a possible 4th wave. You're in possible of a 4th wave right now, where you're going to get the price sweeping up this low over here and then create the next leg up. I mean, you technically couldn't overlap here. Yeah, if you overlap this pivot, it's not going to be looking too great. So yeah, that is really invalidated. It's not a valid count. My bad. It's not. You should not overlap here if you're looking at a, double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're looking at the 4th and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it could be a diagonal without a doubt, but yeah, you're losing probabilities if you overlap this level. Regarding Elliott wave theory, if we form massive bullish CVD divergence here, I would still be very much interested in taking that long. Okay. So let's see, how we're going to hit this level in the next 1 to 2 hours. And if you just break through, guys, the next level that I am looking at is the $64,800, right? If we just suddenly slice through here from this level, I would just remain patient. If you dance around here, find some support, proof of support, and you're building up those bullish CVD divergence that looks pretty promising. You could easily be forming bullish CVD divergence now in the next coming 1 to 2 hours, still forming lower lows on CVD, higher lows on price action. Still looks good, guys, for this to be a pullback. So short worked out. So you saying that you shorted at $66,400. We're currently at $66,430. So if it was a quick scalp, you got in and out very, very quick. Tomorrow, Trump will pump Bitcoin, says Kevin. I also believe so. Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. I think it's from Friday, right? He's joining the conference, the Bitcoin 2024 conference. Falling knife, says Oriel. Yeah, just a little bit of a falling, knife in this pullback, okay? This level was without a doubt a difficult short. I mean, I didn't see any kind of confluence to look for a short position with this rise, okay? I mean, we could easily form a higher low here and continue to the upside. This ride over here was not not even with these fib levels. Remember, we got acceptance back above this range. For me, this was just really in the middle of nowhere. I would never short here in a million years, even though if the price does go down. It's just purely based off stop loss. Purely based on where am I putting my stop loss here. There's no resistance. There's no real nothing here. So for me personally, this would have been a zone that I wouldn't have shorted. It's just not a great level, even though if the price does go down. So sell the news event surely, says Market M. What news? I mean, there is some. Let's talk about some bearish news, guys. We can go through the charts now in the next coming minutes. Smash up the like button right away. We've gone through the technical analysis. Not an easy range, guys. Yesterday was much easier. Smash up that like button, guys, to a new all-time high. We got almost to 500 likes yesterday. Absolutely awesome. Let's take a look at some news, okay, that is happening in the crypto space. We do have Mt. Gox distribution continues. $2.5 billion of Bitcoin on the move. This doesn't mean it has to sell. It's just getting distributed to those clients of Mt. Gox, okay? Some of them might sell. Some of them won't sell. Remember, these people bought Bitcoin when it was around about $300, right? Back in 2014, 2015, right? Very, very cheaply. And if they're getting their Bitcoin back right now with, what is it? Over 100x, basically. You might have some people that are willing to sell. So overall, Mt. Gox distribution is continuing. They still have a large amount of Bitcoin to distribute. Okay, 90,000 Bitcoin. Let me refresh this this chart over here. They still have 90,000 Bitcoin to distribute. Some of them will sell, obviously. Okay, so it's something that I wouldn't be too worried about. Okay, because there's a lot of people that will not sell. US ETF sells 1,179 Bitcoin. Okay, we got a few ETFs that have been selling, except for BlackRock. We have GBTC, ARK, and BITB that have been selling. And you have BlackRock purchased 1,092 Bitcoin. Okay, so BlackRock overall still with the inflows continuing. We have the news from yesterday, which apparently is not, it's fake news, right? Donald Trump denies reports claiming he is considering JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon and BlackRock Larry Fink for Treasury Secretary. He denies that the report, okay, is real. We had Twitter going crazy about this yesterday, okay? So, yeah, this is the danger, you know, if it's not official, we need to be cautious on these news that comes out on Twitter, okay? So he denies that that is real. So apparently that is not, he's not happening. Bitcoin 2021 conference CEO David Bailey is in talks with Kamala Harris campaign for her to speak at the event. Now, there's making up their minds up today. So they are making up their mind today. So this is, we also have former President Trump that is also joining. So this is going to be, it's going to be a very interesting weekend, okay? Because this, without a doubt, could create some FOMO. Could it be a sell the news event? I mean, there's only going to be bullish things talked about, I think, in my opinion, in this event. And once that comes out, right, we're going to see it through all socials, social media, Twitter. It's probably going to create a little bit of hype on the price, okay? So we will have to see. It's going to be a very interesting weekend overall. Tesla reveals none of their $640 million worth of Bitcoin was sold in Q2 of 2024. Tesla not selling their Bitcoin holdings. With something very interesting, guys. We have this is really, really cool. Bitcoin just became the first cryptocurrency to ever appear on the Las Vegas Sphere. This is crazy, guys. I've seen some videos about this. The quality, this is like 4K or 8K quality on the images. This is really, really, really cool to see. So we have the massive Bitcoin logo on the Las Vegas Sphere, which is really, really cool to see. So without a doubt, bringing Bitcoin and crypto to the public. We have Kamala Harris staff reached out to Mark Cuban about Bitcoin. He says she will be far more open to business. Getting more information, obviously Mark Cuban being in the crypto space for many, many years, getting advice from him. Really not much to talk about news. I mean, the bearish FUD scenario is Mt. Gox distribution is continuing, but there's no real reason to be bearish about this, okay? Some people will sell, but overall, I don't think they're all going to sell at the same time, creating a massive drop on the price of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin pretty much in a consolidation at this range, guys. Like I said, I would, if I'm considering a long position, I would consider, you're just bouncing at the previous day point of control right now. I would consider a little bit of a larger pullback and a consolidation and forming big bullish CVD divergence for a long setup, okay? It needs to have a little bit of a more pullback, form bearish CVD divergence, lower lows on the CVD, right? Which is very likely to happen, and then consider that long position back to the highs, okay? Very much ranging here at this zone. I mean, we are finding some support from the previous day point of control. It's going to be interesting, guys. Stay cautious with the short positions at this area. There's a lot of confluence here. I'm just really concerned of a similar scenario that happened last week, right? The last 2 weeks, which is basically, successfully moving here, successfully moving to the upside. We've had a corrective move during the last week. We're kind of breaking out. We got acceptance back above the value area range. We've tested the lows of the range. We've flipped this resistance into support, tested the lows of the range. I'm really concerned about these highs being claimed, okay? So, I mean, this short right now is just going to be very, very difficult. very, very difficult. I'm going to have to see a little bit of, magic price action. And even though I just see the price just breaking through, it's going to be a little bit of a risky short here at this range, even though we have massive confluence. Point of control, we need to follow the price action and the trend. And if the trend is moving up here after testing the lows already of the range without successfully breaking out today, you just have a high probability that you could just push out here and claim these highs, okay? So it is, in my opinion, a little bit of a dangerous, difficult short position at that high confluence zone, which is the point of control of the range, also with a 618 Fibonacci from pivot high to the pivot low. High confluence area is just realizing the trend, realizing what has happened during the last few days. Okay, the momentum is still up. We tested the lows of the range, resistance support flip. It's been, coming down. Right now, we could just be pushing up, okay? So a little bit of a risky short position, in my opinion. DXY is diving. Let's take a look at the DXY. Without a doubt, guys, let's take a look at the dollar index. I mean, we're spending a lot of time with Bitcoin, but overall, Bitcoin is king. And, wanted to take a look at some altcoins, but, time is absolutely flying. DXY is diving. Yeah, it's taken a little bit of a hit today in the last few hours. So we are getting a little bit of a dip here on the dollar index. My preferred level to lose to see massive bullish continuation for the price of Bitcoin is losing that point of control of the entire range of the last 3 years. We're looking at 2022 price action, 2023 and part of 2024. You got a high volume node that is acting as support here for the dollar index. And this is the level that I want it to lose to actually confirm that Bitcoin is going to get that push up potentially to all-time highs. We start losing this point of control on the dollar index. Wow, this movement down is going to be crazy. Down to the value area low, higher low support. Just this movement down on the dollar index will be massive. Will be massive for Bitcoin. It really has a chance to be hitting all-time high with that movement to the downside. Myro. I did buy some Myro because of our cryptocurrency researcher in the Legends trading community. And let's take a look at Myro, what it's doing. Yeah, I mean, it's in my average buying price. I did buy some Myro at this consolidation. Okay. Got beautiful gains, did not take profit. This is like a long-term hold meme coin on the Solana blockchain that could do very, very well. I think I'm very much break even at the moment, but without a doubt, you created a swing failure pattern. You claim these lows. I am bullish on Myro. I got the researcher, professional cryptocurrency researcher that we do have in the Legends trading community that provides us with great cryptocurrencies that have great news. Okay. We have that in the Discord, guys. If you want to join the free Discord, we also provide news every other day, every single day in the Legends trading community. We have news and great investments every single day where we get news, volatility, altcoins, and, basically talking about what is happening, such as CVD. CVD announced their collaboration with Israel's CBDC program. We got big researchers here for the Legends trading community providing great information, not only on altcoins, okay, not only news, also different chart analysis, which is absolutely massive. If you are interested, we got that every single day in the Legends trading community, guys. You also have it on the free Discord. Great information, guys. You got the first link if you want to join free Discord as well, okay? So let's take a look at some charts here. Very interesting, okay? Very interesting charts. You have the massive cup and handle, all right? This is, I like this, I like to see it, right? I'm not much of a very high time frame analyst, but, it's very curious to see this huge cup and handle because it is a cup and handle on the higher time frame. We could not deny that, okay? We had a massive breakout on the cup and handle that was formed on NASDAQ during the last few months, okay? If we do take a look at NASDAQ and we zoom out on the higher time frame, we did have, this massive cup and handle, right? With a descending neckline, okay? Nevertheless, it was a nice round formation. You formed a really nice descending channel handle, and it's basically, hitting the target zone already, right? You got the width of this level, you're just slightly off. You could arguably discuss it's already hit the target of the cup and handle. But look at NASDAQ here, how you form massive cup, handle, breakout to the upside during the last few months. When we take a look at lower time frames, we also formed a cup and handle structure right over here, right? This one was with a slightly ascending neckline, where, it's not the best looking cup and handle, but you got a nice round formation. You got a descending channel, corrective move, bam, breakout. So what is the speculation right now with Bitcoin is that you have a gigantic cup and handle formation, right? Which is this right over here. You got the massive bear market, consolidation, recovery, and now you're at the reaccumulation stage, which is that handle formation, regardless, getting another move down to then get an explosive breakout. And the target zone of this is pretty crazy, guys. The target zone of this higher time frame cup and handle, is pretty crazy, right? It's coming all the way up to over $120,000 per Bitcoin. So yeah, we are in a bull market. Without a doubt, there's big things happening in Bitcoin and crypto. I can say it's definitely a possibility. Over 100,000 Bitcoin in the next coming months? Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. Will it be before election? Election is going to be bullish, without a doubt, guys. Donald Trump, without a doubt, is going to be bullish, guys. Wes, you're very welcome, my man. Myro is fine. Where is Ethereum? Ethereum. Very interesting scenario on Ethereum, which I do see Ethereum bullish despite getting a pullback because we are at resistance, very similar to Bitcoin. Look at the point of control of Ethereum during the last several months. We're looking at March, big consolidation here, guys. But it's ETF approval. Despite a pullback here, I just see Ethereum not dropping to much lower levels. There could be a scenario where you sweep up the lows of the range. Well, I would be interested here on Ethereum. And I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I mean, we are very much trending to the upside here. It might just consolidate here and just suddenly start breaking through based on the inflows. We haven't had the price of Ethereum moving. Higher time frame is at resistance and what looks extremely bullish, guys. If Ethereum gets a pullback, I'm going to be looking for long positions, okay? I will be looking for long positions without a doubt, because when you analyze the higher time frame on Ethereum, for me, it's pretty clear. It's formed an ABC flat correction here, okay? It's formed 3 waves already. You got the breakout of lower high resistance. Any pullback down here from this level has extreme high probability in forming a higher low. So I will be aggressively looking for long positions here. And I will be analyzing the levels of support and I will bring it up on the next live stream, okay? I will do proper technical analysis on Ethereum, getting the levels, getting the levels of support, where we could bounce and, where we could reject, and the highest probability scenarios for Ethereum on the next live stream, okay? I will get that ready for the next live stream. So make sure to subscribe for tomorrow's live, guys, because we'll be doing some proper analysis on Ethereum to take a look at the next scenarios. Legends, thank you very much for joining today's live stream, and I will see you in the next one.